This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
Another thing that popped up in the news that I'd never heard about, Meltzer would say, backstage in Oakland, there was a fight between Kurt Hennig and Boris Zukov. Word was, there was a few serious blows were thrown before Blackjack Lanza threatens to dock both guys some pay, and then they break it up. But apparently Boris was getting the better of it. And Meltzer says, think about it. How are you going to hurt that head? What do you remember, Kurt and Boris getting into it for here?
I don't remember that at all. And I find it, if that actually did happen, I think it would take an awful lot, because Jim Nelson, AKA Boris Zukov, is probably one of the easiest going guys you'd ever want to meet.
It's got to be a rib, right? Kurt loved to rib people. Maybe he ribbed him and went too far, and yeah.
Now that I could see, and
Yeah.
that I could see, and I could see just pushing Jim to that point where it was like, fuck you, Kurt, and Kurt bowing up and neither guy backing down. But hey, here's a true statement that Dynamite Dave actually made. You couldn't hurt that head of Boris Zukov.
Let's talk about something else that's happening in this era. We should mention that, you know, the fight with Crockett is over. He's out of the biz now. There you go. Crack a cold Miller Lite. Hey, by the way, since we're talking about cold beverages, you got some special deliveries at the HQ recently. You made a plea for help here, and boy, did our listeners hear something to Wrestle Army. Did they come out and force for you or what?
Holy shit. Okay. The greatest beverage in the entire world, SOBE water, blood orange mango, the single greatest beverage ever made, great nectar to mankind. You can't get it up here. And a Pepsi representative that actually DM'd me and said, hey man, they don't make it anymore. But you know what? The something to wrestle with Bruce Prichard listeners, by God, they don't take no for an answer. You know why, Conrad? Because there's three kinds of people in this world. There are those that try, there are those that give their best shot, and then there are those that listen to this podcast and love us, and they do whatever the fuck it takes.
Okay.
So imagine the delight when my assistant is, I don't know, she's maybe like 3'4", but she comes in and she's like, oh my God, there are these huge heavy boxes. And she brings them in and puts it down and says, what is it? And I lift it up and immediately I knew.
Yep.
Boxes of SOBE water, of blood orange mango SOBE water. Mike Kolb, okay, mentioned him a couple weeks ago, right?
Yep.
Yesterday he sent me another care package. I love you, Mike. Dave Riney, a humongous box. I love you guys. And as sad as it is to say, I'm drinking my way through it too, because I've been jonesing for it. Matt Miller sent me a humongous, beautiful care package. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Can't forget Lenny Bakken was the first one. He's got my home address, so he sent it home, but the rest of them came to the office. So it was, you can't imagine, my refrigerator is stocked full. And I am one happy camper because midday I break into it. It's like, you know, when you go to happy hour and you have that first beer. Well, that's how I am with my blood orange mango SOBE Life water. Absolutely, positively love it. And let's go ahead, and since we're like in a thanking thing right now, I want to thank everybody that contributed to the GoFundMe for John Paul Shelnut. He's still a long way from his goal and still needs an awful lot of help. John Paul Shelnut suffered a stroke. Dear friend of the show, dear friend of mine for many, many years, Conrad's, and we love him to death. The left side of his body is paralyzed. He has no feeling. He's having a hard time. He's in a rehab hospital, but they're kicking him out. Insurance is only going to pay so much, and he is going to need an awful lot of help because he can't work. And again, insurance only pays so much, and he's going to do it. So if you can help out, go to GoFundMe, look up John Paul Shelnut. We'll put a link up on our Twitters and all over the place for everybody. But every little bit counts. And when I say I can't thank you guys enough, I can't thank you guys enough, because we were the only ones plugging it on our show. And JP's got some famous friends that we blew everybody out of the water, because it was the listeners here on this show that left a note saying, hey, we love this show, so we love John Paul, and helping him out. And I can't thank you enough. And if you can, please GoFundMe John Paul Shelnut, a wonderful guy. He just needs some help right now. And that's what we do, is we help, and we help those that need it. And to all you guys, can't thank you enough.
Absolutely. And we hope he's doing better sooner rather than later.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SAVEWithConrad.com.